What's up, what's up, what's up, my friends? Welcome. Get ready. Grab a snack and a bevy. It's time for you and I to have a chit-chat. Straight up facts. Tell it like it is. Laugh till you pee your pants. Cry because you probably needed to. And I can't promise, and I'm not going to throw any F-bombs, but I can promise you'll feel a lot better after listening. It's time to get personal, one-on-one, down and dirty, and have a coffee talk. Buckle up. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. This is Denise, and welcome back to another coffee talk, my friends. It is crazy. So first off, I am just going to preface this whole episode with saying that Mr. Sith and I are Peter free because Peter is living his best life at the grandparents' house. He actually, what happened is last week early, like Monday or Tuesday, he wanted more YouTube time and he earns bonus time, but we have daily extended, like daily time. So there's a limit to how much he could be on YouTube. And so these are per our personal studies and then also our eye doctor. Also, I'm like, what do you do for your kids? He's like, no more than an hour. So what I do, yes, that's absolutely right. So they should not be on the tablet for more than an hour a day or any other device. And if they are on the tablet or any other device, it should be at arm's length or set up on a table and they sit back and listen to it. So that's what we do because I'm trying to save his eyes and his mind. There's that. So he was supposed to, he earned time from stuff he did around the house. And I said, I will tack that time onto the days that are coming. And he wasn't having that. So he caught a fit and went upstairs and he has like a watch phone. And so he called grandma and was like bitching and moaning about that and packed a bag. Yeah, he packed a fucking bag. And he packed well at that. He even had a personals bag, the one we travel with. He put his like travel toothpaste in there and his extra toothpaste and some Q-tips. And I was like, right, really? And a brush. I was like, okay, whatever. I think he also put in his foot file, like a pumice. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, you can't go by grandma's until you finish your Tuesday tutoring. So this happened Monday. There you go. See how that story just worked out in my brain? And that you have to also have riding lessons on Wednesday. And then she can come get you Thursday. And then he told grandma that he needed to be back by Saturday night because he has to go to church on Sunday. And I was like, aw, that all worked out. So Mr. Sith and I are kid free. So what do you think we did our first night? I'll tell you what we did. We had dinner sitting on the couch. We're like, oh my gosh. And then we were so exhausted, probably just because the house was so quiet, that he took the dogs for a walk. And then we went upstairs and just watched videos and did our map and planning for our next big vacation for next year. And I was like, okay. And then we went to bed early. Like when I say early, I mean like 9:30. And for me, that's huge. And plus, because I have not been feeling well, even huger that I got some sleep in. So I feel like $1 million today, like $1 million. So tonight we're going to have dinner together, going to have like a little date night. And then tomorrow we got to do some stuff in the back. We have to open my backyard. We have not yet done that. It's June. I went to Hobby Lobby thinking I'm going to get some stuff. Like, let's look at stuff for when I decide what I need for my back porch. I have a few signs that we hang, little knickknacks and stuff that are kind of faded from the sun. So I wanted new ones. Except when I look, I'm not even joking. Fucking fall is out. She's like, we're always a couple holidays ahead. Okay, this is fucking obscene. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I have summer shit I got to do still. Like, did summer even start yet? Isn't the first day of summer like June 21st? Where's the fucking summer stuff? I was so pissed. Like, everything is like bare boned. So now I have to go someplace else to get it, which means it's going to be like more money, whatever. So I'm like, whatever, Denise, just deal with it. But I was like, what? I can't stand that. I cannot stand holiday jumps. Like, I can't plan for fall because I have a ton of shit I got to do this summer. I don't want to think about buying fall. That's a vibe, man. That's a vibe. I am not that person. I am a vibe person. I am vibing summer and I want to buy some shit that has popsicles on it and American flags, that kind of shit. No, I don't want to buy fucking pumpkin. Are you kidding me right now? Anyway, so we're going to dinner tonight. We're going to Cooper's Hawk and Cooper's Hawk Winery. We have a new one that opened by our house, so we were able to get a reservation. And I'm not even joking, you guys, when I tell you that locally, to get a reservation at any hotel, you have to think ahead of it. Like, it's not a last minute idea. Like, you can't be like, oh man, tomorrow we're free. Let's like see if we can go to so-and-so. Nope. There's going to be no reservations. None. Nobody stays the fuck home in my area. No one. So you have to think about this shit ahead of time. And the fact that we can get a reservation the day before at a Cooper's Hawk, I was like, take it. Take that thing. Then what else are we doing? Then tomorrow we're setting up the yard, opening the deck. Hopefully we may have a deck project coming up. Lord help us. You guys know, like, I'm not really well with projects with Mr. Sith. He does really good with projects when he's by himself, but he does need supervision for artistic reasons. And that's me. And so I struggle with we work at two different paces. You know, I'm like, and he's more like, do-dee-doo, do-dee-doo, you know, that kind of thing. So we are possibly thinking our deck needs a refresher. It is horrible. And plus the people who put it up when we bought this house, like, used really subpar everything on the entire house, which is why it was as is. And so we knew we would be putting money into this house eventually, and that time has come. So we are thinking about the deck project. We're going to go look out. Once we get it all set up for this year, we're going to look at just like square footage and all that and see what we can do. Check out like all the Home Depot stores and stuff like that. Have a little fun doing some deck shopping and stuff like that to, you know, price everything out. Then I'm thinking we go to dinner again, but I'm not sure where. There's a couple restaurants that I want to go to, but I don't think I'm going to get reservations. I'm doing that after this podcast. I'm going to record this and then just call a bunch of restaurants and see if I can get in. If not, I think we're going to go to the local Greek Fest because that would be kind of fun. Like, why the hell not? Like, woo, I love me some Greek food. Support a neighborhood, do all that kind of stuff. Local church, I think, is having it. How awesome is that? So we're going to do that. What else is going on? It's going to be a quick episode because I pretty much have been sick. So what have I been doing since last week? Nothing, peeps. I've been taking medications and trying to sleep. That's pretty much it. I wish it was more. I'm super focused on, you know what? I do have a story to tell you guys. So I'm going to finish up what I was saying and then we're going to go into the story because it does have like a reason and a purpose and all of that. But I turned here, I like leaned back in my chair and I got like, all of a sudden my mic got louder. This must be like the perfect place to be. So I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my gosh. What? Oh, so we, have a few mini trips coming. I talked about that in the last episode. A lot of people have been still asking me like about, and that's what made me think of the other story I had. So I'm on the right path. I recovered the story. People are still asking me about what I'm eating, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's because on occasion I will say that I'm going to the Greek Fest and you're like, hey Denise, what kind of plant-based shit is at the Greek Fest? I'm going to tell you what kind. None that are good. None that are good, my friends. I am 90% plant-based and 10% whatever the fuck I want to be based because that's how you succeed. So I've recently just incorporated more movement because I can finally. And I went on a doctor's appointment. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I do not like going to see the doctor. And those of you who know my history know I handle my own health. I have multiple autoimmune issues, top 2, lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. And I have managed them for over 20 years, medication free. I will not be taking a bunch of meds and screwing with my body. And if you do, that's great. That works for you. And it might not be working for you. So maybe the story will help you think about something. But if I took all of the lupus medications that they initially asked me to take 20 something years ago, I would have a resistance to every single one of them, which means I would have no treatment. And this would be the time that I would need it. So to me, it was easier to control based on what I'm doing, my environment, what I put in my body, food, and what I put on my body, products. And it's just easier for me that way to take the extra step. It's not the easiest step by any means. So, but that's what I do. So that's what I do. I'm not depriving myself. If I'm like, you know what? I got a taste for bacon. I'm going to fucking make some bacon. I'm going to have 3 slices with like maybe an egg and be like, cool, now it's out of my system. And I can have an amaze-ball salad or something really nice for dinner. It's okay. That's how you have to look at this. I am not on a diet. It is a lifestyle. And when people start understanding that in order to eat healthy, you're not doing a fad diet, you're not doing a fad period, you're making a lifestyle change. Keto is not a lifestyle change. I'm just going to say that right now. You all know I don't like keto, okay? Keto is not a lifestyle change. It is a fad. You cannot expect your body, especially your arteries and your heart, to eat keto and still maintain some sort of semblance of health and unclogged arteries. It just is what it is. So I'm going to get off that soapbox and I'm going to tell you my story about my follow-up with my doctor. So I don't follow up with my doctor because they tell me to. I follow up with my doctor so that I can give them the information I need so that I know where to go forward in my lifestyle change. So last October, I switched to plant-based. I also said I was going to move a little more. I wanted more steps per day, blah, blah, blah. So I go and see my doctor last week. I don't know. It's like 2 weeks ago now already, I think. I don't know. I go in, I talk to him. Now, my doctor is like obese. I wish I was... A lot of them are. Okay, it is what it is. I'm not judging. I'm not here to judge my doctor. I'm just saying that I'm not going to him looking for nutritional and lifestyle advice with respects to weight management. Number 1, he can't give it to me. Number 2, clearly he doesn't follow any. So that aside, I go and I'm following up because October I started the plant-based. I did blood work and I want to know where my blood work is now. So I go in, I get all that done. Apparently, they weigh you, they do all the things. I've lost 57 pounds since October. They're like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, if you actually took proper notes, you'd know, like I told you, that I came last October because I went plant-based and I needed a baseline. Like, you have to keep control, be your own advocate, because your doctor's office, I'm sorry, doesn't give a shit. They simply don't. You're a fucking number. And if you think you're not, you're a fucking number. It's all you are. Just like I made an appointment at 10 o'clock and at 10:15, I went to the window and said, my appointment is at 10 o'clock. So the doctor either needs to see me because nobody's told me he's running late because now you're on my time. And if this is going to be longer than you bringing me back to the room right now for the doctor to see me or someone to start assessing me, then I'm going to have to make another appointment. Because if you're going to charge me for canceling an appointment, I'm going to charge you for not keeping an appointment. My time is my time and it's valuable. I don't know why these fucking offices think that they could just like triple book people and we're going to fucking wait for 2 hours. Some people do. I do not. I do not. I'm sorry. I will not. And she was like, oh yeah. And I got brought back. See, it's like easy. 1, 2, 3. right? So I go back, she weighs me. Oh my God, you lost weight. So then the doctor comes in, we're talking, and he's like, they're all like, hey, you know what? Before you lose any more weight, you should consider doing one of the semi-glutides. And here's me. I'm not a diabetic. I know, but your A1C, my A1C is low end and reflects metabolic disease because I'm fat. Well, they got tons of stuff you can take now. Now, he's trying to sell me. Now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't consider this. I've looked at this. I've talked with some friends about this, and I'm interested, right? I'm like, okay, let's talk, right? Let's put it on the table. So we start talking about doing this one that has double receptors. It's Monjovi, Manjaro, sorry, Monjovi, like Bon Jovi, Manjaro. Okay, so this is a double receptor. All the other ones are single receptors, which most likely would not work for my body because lupus. Okay, so it's going to just kill down that one receptor in my body. And, maybe a second one could come sneaking in and maybe I'd be receptive to that. So I'm like, okay. So he's like, well, you got lupus. So we can say that you're metabolic disease, which means you're obese. If you're obese, you have metabolic disease, which means that you have a syndrome. Okay, metabolic syndrome. Let's go with that, which is putting you at risk for heart disease, all this other stuff, right? Your obesity numbers, let's get you on this now before they drop some more, because clearly the plant-based is working for you. And then we can use your weird, so like my A1C is not abnormal, but it's high end, like I should watch it because my dad and my sister are diabetic. And so I'm like, okay, sure, whatever, call it in. Let's do that, right? And then my eyes, I'm always worried about my eye with all this allergy stuff going on, but apparently that's just normal right now. All the storms, the tornadoes in the Midwest, the weird allergy season going on is all just like, I can't do nothing about that. He's like, you just got to let it run its course, or take Zyrtec, which I can't take because it's anti-lupus, which means it doesn't go well with lupus. It triggers lupus, so I can't take it. So there are lots of medications that people with lupus can take, but what they don't tell you if you didn't do your research, your due diligence, is that a lot of those medications trigger your lupus. So would I rather have a gooky eye every morning or be bedridden? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's a no-brainer to me. I'll just clean out my goopy eye like I've been doing until allergy season's over for me. Simple as that. So he, and I don't like that they don't write a script anymore. Call me old fashioned, but my doctor only sends them in. Sorry. I'm like backing away because I was like, oh gosh, I'm like trying to take a sip of drink of water at the same time. And please hold. So I told them, I don't like the call-ins. I like to see it. Maybe that's because I have a medical background. I want to see the script. I want to do all that. I've already done like some research now on the drug itself. He's like, a backup would be Wegovy, which is the FDA approved simply weight loss one. So this doesn't have anything to do with double receptors and stuff. The Wegovy is different. So I'm like, whatever, that's fine. This has nothing to do with Ozempic, any of that. This is just another type that's like more advanced from Ozempic now. So yeah, Mounjaro is like the new Ozempic, but double receptor. So it's better for you if you have diabetes. I'm just saying. Carry on with the story, Denise. So moving along, he calls it in and I don't ever get scripts. I have a pharmacy because they keep asking you if you have a pharmacy if you don't have one listed. I don't get prescriptions unless I need my Z-Pak and my prednisone. I don't need a prescription. I just don't. I don't take them. So I'm not used to Walgreens sending me 6,000 text messages, voice messages. They're calling me. They're leaving text alerts. I'm getting emails that the insurance has held up the Mounjaro. prescription. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no worries. You guys work that out with the doctor. I'm in no hurry. This was suggested to me. I'm not a big deal, right? So carry on a week later. Okay. It's still saying there's insurance issues. So now I'm agitated because I'm like, first off, I technically really kind of didn't want to take anything, but I was intrigued. Like I said, I have friends who have started other stuff. And so I'm like, I'm intrigued. I'll see how it works. So the fact that I got slapped in the middle of our fucked up healthcare system when it really wasn't all in kind of just made it worse. So I called Walgreens and I'm like, hey, and this doesn't have any reflection on Walgreens, except that I honestly think people who work in the pharmacy there are fucking dangerous. I'm just saying. My personal experience. You may have a wonderful experience with a pharmacist or pharma tech at Walgreens. Mine are all fucking idiots. So again, it doesn't help when you have a medical background. So I call over there and I'm like, okay, so I need to know what's going on with this delayed insurance. And she's like, is this the Manjaro lady? And I'm like, okay, I've just been referred to as the Manjaro lady. Yes, I am Mrs. Sith. And the doctor called me in and I keep getting like 20 fucking text messages a day from you guys. So like, can you please like tell me what exactly information is needed? Oh, the Blue Cross Blue Shield needs a direct authorization. So your doctor has to call. And I'm like, okay, well, I have my doctor call you. So I get off the phone. I call the doctor's office and I'm like, so Walgreens wants you to call them about the script? I guess to talk about it. I don't fucking know. I don't work in the healthcare anymore. I don't want to do any of this shit. So they're like, sure, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then it's 3 days now. I'm still getting like literally on the hour alerts from Walgreens that there's an insurance holdup. And I'm like, okay, here we go again. So I call Walgreens and I'm like, okay, did my doctor not call you when I specifically called them and told you to call them? Yes, but what I meant was, because it's the same girl, what I meant is that Blue Cross Blue Shield, my insurance carrier, wants your doctor's office to call them and tell them why he prescribed this to you. That's a direct authorization. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me get this right. Blue Cross Blue Shield has some guy, we're going to call him minimum wage Mark, is asking my doctor, who's been practicing for 30 years with an MD, to call minimum wage Mark and justify why my MD prescribed the medication he did for me. And then minimum wage Mark at Blue Cross Blue Shield is going to decide whether or not I can have that drug, even though he holds no fucking background in medicine. And she goes, well, when you put it that way, it sounds kind of silly. 'Cause it fucking is. Wait, what? And here's me. You know what? Game on. I'm all in now, because now I don't even fucking want this. But I am going to literally make everybody in the healthcare field that I'm fucking talking to understand how incredibly fucking ridiculous they are at this point. This is why I'm fucking medication free. I'm like, oh, wow, it's all coming back to me now. And it's all coming back to me. Seriously. So I call the doctor's office and I talk to the nurse I always talk to, right? So I tell her, listen, Blue Cross Blue Shield, but we talked to, no, you didn't. Stop. Just fucking stop. You fucking know it all. Like, fucking stop. So I say, listen to me. You're talking over me. You're not even listening to me. And she's like, we already talked to Walgreens. Okay, are you fucking finished now that you said what you needed to say? Walgreens doesn't want to talk to you. Blue Cross Blue Shield wants to talk to you. They want a direct authorization. Well, we don't do that, but you could pay cash for it. Here's me. Wait, what? What? Here's me. I'm sorry. I think I just fucking misunderstood you. Did you just say you're not going to call and do a direct authorization to see if this could be covered under my insurance? I could just pay cash for it? Have you lost your motherfucking mind? I'm like, okay, so now I'm like getting excited, right? But I'm trying to be kind. Mind you, I'm swearing and being like creatively excited for the podcast because that's me telling a story. But I was kind with them. And I said, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm going to have you sit down and settle up for a minute and think about what you just told me. I pay for insurance services. I pay you for medical provider. I paid for a visit. You guys wrote me a prescription. I don't run the healthcare system. Y'all are in the healthcare system. I'm not playing this fucking game. You're going to play the fucking game. I'm not going to just play cash because you've decided to put the fucking racket down. Pick that bitch up because we're still playing, motherfuckers. Are you kidding me right now? I said, why would I pay cash for something if I could get coverage and pay a portion of it? Because you don't want to do your fucking job? That's a fucking no-go for me. I said, I'm sorry, wrong fucking patient. Wrong fucking patient. I said, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to call Blue Cross Blue Shield and you're going to give them a direct fucking authorization. And this is what you're going to tell them. And I told her I had to go through what would authorize me to take that drug. If minimum wage Mark fucking says no, which most likely he's going to at this point, then I need you to just write the script for the Wegovy. And we'll try that one instead. And then I shit you not, she went, are you finished? I go, actually, I'm not. And I'm super close to just driving in, which you do not want. And she was like, well, I just meant I wanted to tell you that. Okay, well, then you need to start you need to use the right verbiage because the verbiage you gave was like, I'm going to fucking fight you verbiage. And are you kidding me? I fucking pay you. You're like my fucking employer. I don't care if they're a doctor's office or not. We pay them. They are our fucking employees. I'm paying you to give me a professional fucking just something. Oh my God. So I had to like calm down also because you might have heard at the end of that, like I did a quick pause because a dog walked in front of the house and we all know that just drives Busta crazy. So anyway, please understand that you hire a professional to give you their professional opinion because you didn't go to medical school. It is up to you to decide what you want to do with it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it under any circumstances because it's your health insurance. It's your life. It's your health. You have insurance that helps you pay for their exorbitant prices. It's all a racket. I'm not saying the doctor's bad. I go once a year so that I can run my health care. It's just insane. But the fact that she would have the audacity to be like, well, I'm not calling them. I'm like, what do you mean you're not calling them? So needless to say, I said, that's what you're going to do. So about 30 minutes later, I get a text message from fucking Walgreens. And I'm like, this is the only reason I know what's going on. Walgreens direct instant texting. Telling me that my Wegovy has an insurance matter. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? So I call Walgreens and I'm like, hey, I'm the Manjaro lady. Apparently, and she's like, well, they told us that you could keep the thing here if you want to pay cash for it. So here's me. Did she ever even call Blue Cross Blue Shield? I'm like, please hold. I'm going to have to call you back. So I called Blue Cross Blue Shield to see if they ever called. Right? They didn't. So she said she would call, but she fucking didn't. So I called Walgreens back and I said, how much is the Wegovy? And she goes, well, that's why the direct, like the messaging clicked in because it's an insurance matter because like Wegovy has been on back order. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, cancel everything. Anything that is this, she goes, well, the doctor has eye drops here for anything that is in your system for me, cancel. Just cancel it. Because this is Jesus telling me I am on the right path with my lifestyle changes, and I don't need that bullshit. Because I needed like a therapist just to fucking undergo the process of trying to get a prescription. Are you kidding me right now? The shit they make you through, but yet they will lecture you about how you're fucking overweight and you need to get healthier. But they gotta make people jump through hoops like this. So that all the people who, like, I swear every housewife, so I love Real Housewives, I used to. I haven't watched them in 2 years because it just got to be too much drama. When you're trying to watch something for fun and it becomes like all drama, it's not fun anymore. But all these women are like on Ozempic and they probably just paid out of pocket and they got money so they could do that. None of them are diabetic that I'm aware of. But like, are you kidding me right now? I'm like, whatever. I'm like, could I pay out of pocket for the Mounjaro? I could, but I'm not gonna. I am not gonna. I'm gonna keep doing naturally what I've been doing, and I'm gonna stick to that. Screw that shit. And then I found out after the fact, I was reading some shit and talking to a friend of mine who's also a retired nurse, and she was like, did you read like Ozempic's already got like liver issues and shit? I'm like, oh great. That's probably why all the housewives stopped drinking. They all got liver issues. Just saying. Allegedly. Allegedly. So needless to say, I'm all this ridiculous circumstance, okay, and happening. What it did for me was not make me depressed. But I used that and that, you know what? That wasn't meant to be. I am on the right path. God wanted to keep me on that path. And I need to up my game. I need to do more of the chair yoga. I need to do more of the beginner's Pilates. I need to get on the bike that extra day, even though my ass hurts. That's what I got to do. And that's what I'm going to do. Period. I'm even upping my steps per day. Even if I got to walk in place in my living room. Honest to gosh. Because you know what? It's little things like that. It is still action. It is still movement. And so all you could do is little steps, as long as you're taking the steps. That's what I got for you today. All right. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. And until next time, lead with kindness. Bye.